Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome all of you to the 17th National Youth Parliament Competition 2024-25 in association with Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Government of India. The importance of youth in shaping the future of any nation cannot be overstated. Youth represents the power, energy, and innovative spirit drives progress and societal transformation. The National Youth Parliament, a platform designed to engage young minds in the political process, plays a vital role in forecasting the vital engagement. This platform serves as a crucial incubator for future leaders, for thinking abilities, and a commitment to contribute to the betterment of the belief in the future of nation rests in the hands of its youth. And the empowering them to participate in the political process is essential for building a brighter and more sustainable future for all of us. Now I call upon Mr. Avinash Sir, Coordinator of 17th NYPC, on stage for the introduction speech.
They only live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. Swami Vivekananda's profound words remind us that true change begins when thought is shaped into action and conviction is forged into leadership. Wishing everyone a wonderful afternoon, respected dignitaries, my dear youth parliamentarians, and those joining us virtually, I extend a warm welcome to the 17th National Youth Parliament Competition. Your presence, whether in person or from afar, strengthens the spirit of participatory democracy. Today, as we convene, we are not merely conducting a youth parliament session, we are shaping perspectives, changing ideas, and upholding the democratic ethos, molding young parliamentarians into responsible citizens of tomorrow. Now, in the esteemed presence of our distinguished judges, Padma Shri Dr. C.N. Manjunath Sir, virtually, Dr. Karnakar Rai Sir, Group Level Coordinator Dr. N. Johnson Sir, our RSS Trustee Shri Navin K. Pashupati Sir, and last but not least, our beloved Principal Dr. Geeta Ma'am. We embark on a thought-provoking session of debate, discussion, and dialogue on pressing national matters. These discussions are structured into 11 paramount business agendas, ensuring a comprehensive discourse. With that spirit, let us commence this session carrying forward the vision of a vibrant, awakened, and selfless nation. Thank you.
Honorable members, we shall begin with the first business for the day. Members, newly elected members of the Madurai and Varanasi constituency to take oath, please. General Secretary.
Hello. Mahendra ji, who stands elected from the Madurai constituency of Tamil Nadu, will now take oath or affirmation. Mahindra ji, do you want to take oath or affirmation?
Affirmation, please.
In which language would you like to take the affirmation?
Tamil, sir.
I,
மஹிந்திரா எனும் நான் பாரத அரசின் இளைஞர் பாராளுமன்ற உறுப்பினராக தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்டதின் மூலம் இந்தியாவின் இறையாண்மையையும் ஒருமைப்பாட்டையும் நிலைநிறுத்துவேன். நான் நூலைவருக்கும் கடமையை உண்மையாக செய்வேன் என்று இந்திய அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் மீது உண்மையான நம்பிக்கையும் விசுவாசத்தையும் வைப்பேன் என்று ஈசனின் பெயரால் உறுதிமொழி எடுக்கின்றேன். நன்றி.
Vinod ji from Varanasi constituency. Sir, do you want to take oath or affirmation?
I would like to take the oath, please.
In which language would you like to take the oath?
Samskrita.
I,
अहं विनोदः युवकसंसदः अधोन्यायमण्डले सदस्यरूपेण निर्वाचितः सन् ईश्वरस्य नाम्ना शपथं करोमि यत् अहं भारतसंविधानस्य यथानियमं प्रतिष्ठितस्य सत्य श्रद्धां भक्तिं च धारयिष्यामि यत् अहं भारतस्य सार्वभौमत्वम् अखण्डत्वं च संरक्षयिष्यामि यत् अहं स्वकर्तव्यं निष्ठया सत्येन च पालनं करिष्यामि यत् अहं जनहितं मनसि स्थापयन् उत्तरदायी शासनस्य सुनिश्चित्याय रचनात्मकविरोधं करिष्यामि. नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव.
Honorable members, as we assemble here today, it's my solemn duty to inform the House of a passing of a former Union Minister of External Affairs, Sri S.M. Krishnaji. His departure is an irreplaceable loss to our nation and to the democratic values that we hold dear. It's with great respect and acknowledgement to his life and legacy, a towering figure in Indian politics and a distinguished statesman. Now, I request the Honorable Prime Minister to say a few words about S.M. Krishnaji.
Sir, I rise with a heavy heart to honor S.M. Krishna, a statesman of unparalleled integrity and vision. His passing marks a profound loss for India. With humility and wisdom, he shaped our political and diplomatic landscape, steering India through the turbulent times. A guiding light for generation, his prudent policies and selfless leadership prioritized people's welfare. His legacy endured in our institutions and ideals. To his family, we extend our deepest condolences. May his soul rest in peace.
Leader of Opposition, you may say a few words.
hello.
Honorable Speaker, the true measure of leadership is not in words, but in the lives it touches and the change it brings. With deep sadness, I echo the sentiments of the Honorable Prime Minister. Sri S.M. Krishnaji was a statesman of wisdom, humility, and an unwavering dedication to our nation. His integrity and love for India went beyond politics, earning him respect across party lines. Today, sir, we mourn not just a leader, but a visionary and a kind soul. On behalf of my party, I extend our deepest condolences to his family, उनकी आत्मा को शांति मिले।
The House may now silence to express the deep sorrow. Secretary General may convey the message of condolences to the family.
Okay, sir.
Now, I would the Honorable Prime Minister to introduce the new cabinet ministers.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I have pleasure in introducing to you and through you to the House my colleagues, the new members. Srimati Hamsa, Minister of Women and Child Empowerment. Shri Ashutosh, Minister of Rural Development.
Honorable members, we shall now begin with the question hour. Question number 101, Srimati Varsha ji, Haryana.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, शासक दल के राज में गरीबी का ग्रहण आन पर आए। हमने हाथों में छाले देख लिए, खाने खातिर मजदूरी भी देख ली, लेकिन सही समय पर वेतन नहीं। The government, instead of ensuring that the laborers receive their rightful dues, have become the very obstacle in their path. Narega workers toil day and night for the timely wages, yet they are forced to wait for these weeks, months, for what is rightfully theirs. When the system fails to deliver, the very fabric of trust is torn apart. भूख प्यास किसी के लिए नहीं रुकती, तो श्रमिकों के वेतन क्यों? Does the government acknowledge that its inefficiency is turning employment security into employment anxiety? When will the administration wake up and take responsibility for the distress it has caused to these laborers who are now drowning in debt just to survive? What measures will be taken beyond mere assurance for immediate and automatic wage dispersal?
Honorable Minister of Rural Development.
Honorable Speaker, the member raises a crucial issue, and let me begin with the words of Kavi Bhushan. परिश्रम की धार से पत्थर भी कट जाता है, परंतु यदि न्याय ना मिले तो परिश्रम भी व्यर्थ हो जाता है. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Manrega 2005, was designed to guarantee 100 days of wage employment for rural households. But wage delays in some states have occurred due to technical failures. But to address this, our government has introduced measures like Aadhaar-based direct benefit transfer, DBT, to eliminate middlemen, a real-time wage payment dashboard to track delays, financial penalties for states failing to process payments, and a budget of 86,000 crores. Honorable Speaker, as Swami Vivekananda said, arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. We shall stop at nothing until every worker gets their rightful due, not just the act of welfare, but as a matter of justice.
Srimati Varsha ji, do you have any supplementary question?
Honorable Speaker, the delayed wages force laborers into debt at exorbitant interest rate, leading to poverty and inequality. Is the government willing to introduce automatic compensation system?
Concerned Minister.
Honorable Speaker, it's almost comical to see those who are now so quick to point fingers on wage delays. But did the government properly fund Manrega? No. Did they properly manage Manrega? No. Did they even care about Manrega? No. As per section 15 subsection 1 of Manrega Act, there is a clear provision for 0.05% per day penalty on wage delays, as the government is working tirelessly to automate this process. But let's appreciate the irony here. Those who now claim to stand for the workers' rights were the same people who once labeled Manrega as a living monument of failure. The truth is, unlike their government, which chose to do nothing and let this problem fester, our government is implementing structural reforms to streamline wage distribution, minimize delays, and ensure that workers receive their rightful dues. Meanwhile, the opposition, they are still trapped in the endless cycle of blame and drama. Honorable Speaker, हम सिर्फ वादा नहीं करते, हम विजय पाते हैं.
Question number 102, Srimati Gayatri ji.
Honorable Speaker, in the words of Lord Shri Krishna, जहां नारियों की पूजा होती है वह देवता मुस्कुराते हैं, लेकिन जहां नारियों का सम्मान नहीं होता वह सभी प्रगति के प्रयास व्यर्थ है. As we recall the epic of Mahabharata, where Draupadi's dignity was compromised in the Kauravas' court and her pleas for justice fell on deaf ears, I am reminded of the struggles of working women in our country today. Despite the enactment of the Sexual Harassment at Workplace, the POSH Act 2013, then too the cases of sexual harassment at the workplace continue to rise. What steps will the government take to strengthen the implementation of POSH Act 2013, ensure timely and effective redressal of the complaints, and provide a safe and secure work environment for women so that they do not have to face the same fate as Draupadi?
Honorable Minister of Women and Child Empowerment.
ಆದರಣೀಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ, ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮನುಕುಲದ ಮಾತೃ ಸ್ವರೂಪಳು. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಗೌರವವಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಸಮಾಜ ಬೆಳೆದೀತೆ. A woman is the embodiment of motherhood in mankind. Can a society truly progress without respecting her? Honorable Speaker, I think the opposition is still stuck in the past, who believes that women are incapable to hold the office of power. But I want to break this delusion to n number of young girls, and I, as a woman and a Minister of Women and Child Empowerment, can and will continue to persevere through to provide justice to the most vulnerable. As per the POSH Act, every district must set up local complaint committees for workers in the unorganized sectors, with quarterly reviews to ensure they are functioning properly. Under the proposed POSH Amendment Bill 2024, employers who reciprocate against a complainant by firing, demoting or threatening them will face a fine of rupees 2 lakhs and imprisonment for up to 3 years. Additionally, women can now file complaints anonymously through WhatsApp, SMS or the national helpline number 181.
Srimati Gayatri ji, do you have any supplementary?
Honorable Speaker, प्रशासन में छुपा झूठ और आलोचन में छुपा सच. जिसने जान लिया समझो उसने अच्छे और बुरे को पहचान लिया. What legal mechanisms exist for women in the informal jobs who cannot afford the legal representation?
Concerned Minister to respond, please.
Honorable Speaker, the opposition enthusiastically reminds us about the Kauravas who remained silent when Draupadi was humiliated. But are we in the past? No. I would like to remind the opposition that we are no more in the past. Instead, we are in the temple of democracy, wherein my government believes in action. Honorable Speaker, my government believes in action. Recognizing the urgent need for justice, we are launching the Nari Shakti Nyaya Kendra Legal Aid Centers that will provide free legal assistance to women in the informal sectors. These centers will work with NGOs and state legal aid authorities to ensure justice is not just a privilege but a right accessible to every woman at every doorstep. Through these legal aid centers, strict law enforcement and institutional reforms, we reaffirm that no woman stands alone.
Question number 103, Shri Harshal ji.
Honorable Speaker, history has always punished those who fail to prepare. And today, this government repeats the same mistakes only on a national scale. The Tejas jets are delayed, crucial defense procurements are stuck in red tape, and infrastructure projects crawl while the world races ahead. This isn't governance, this is negligence in national security. A delayed strategy is no strategy at all. Are we waiting for another lesson from history, or will the government finally wake up and act?
Defense Minister.
Honorable Speaker, the opposition can keep weeping about delays, whining about inefficiencies, and lamenting about history. But guess what? History doesn't care about the losers who sit and complain. It only remembers those who rise, fight, and lead. Yes, there were delays for years. Government like this twiddled their thumbs, tangled everything in red tape, and let our defense sector rot. But not anymore. This government is here to clean up the mess they left behind. The Tejas program, which they ignored for decades, is now moving full speed ahead. Defense procurement, which they left in bureaucratic limbo, is now streamlined and charging ahead. Domestic manufacturing, which they couldn't be bothered to care about, is now stronger than ever. As Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Karmanya vadika raste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have the right to work, but not to the fruits alone. And while they sit around howling up the past, we are working, acting, and delivering. National security isn't built on weak excuses and miserable whining. It's built on strength, vision, and action. And while the government let our defense industry flounder in the mediocrity, we are forging it into a global leader. India will not just defend itself, we will. So let them keep sniveling. We will keep. Let them keep complaining. We will keep. This is our vision. This is our commitment. And this is how real leadership looks.
Harshalji, do you have any supplementary questions?
No, Speaker, I don't have one.
Next question. Question number 104, Srimati Mariamji.
Honorable Speaker, sir, we were promised a $5 trillion economy and a developed India by 2047. Yet, day by day, ordinary families are struggling. In 2025, prices are rising and basic items like tomatoes, onion, and even dal roti are luxurious for a poor. Our hardworking citizens, our youth, and our small businesses owners are feeling the pinch. Honorable Speaker, sir, while officials claim that inflation is under control, the reality on a street tells a different story. As we have a saying, "Bhooke pet bhajan na hoy Gopala." A government that cannot fill empty stomachs can offer nothing but empty words. How can we trust promises of prosperity when every household is stretched to its limit? What concrete steps are being taken to relieve the burden on a common man? अब इस मुद्दे पे कैसे पर्दा डालेगी हमारी सरकार? देश जवाब चाहती है. I urge you to provide clear and immediate answers.
Honorable Minister of Finance to respond.
Honorable Speaker, the government understands that inflation is not just an economic statistic, but a daily reality affecting millions of people. We acknowledge the concern of people, and I assure this House that we are not merely analyzing the situation, but actively implementing policies to provide relief. Let me outline the comprehensive measures. To combat inflation and support middle class, we have raised the tax-exempt income threshold to rupees 12.8 lakhs, increasing disposable income. Our national mission on agriculture productivity enhances food security through expanded sample production, better storage, and farmer support. To stabilize fuel prices, we are strengthening reserves, promoting renewables, and expanding capacity. Structural reforms focuses on boosting domestic manufacturing, improving supply chains, and strengthening MSMEs to balance inflation and wage growth. Additionally, targeted relief for small businesses, subsidies for key factors, and skill development initiatives to secure sustained affordability and economic stability. Honorable Speaker, while others merely analyze the problem, we are implementing long-term solutions to safeguard both the economy and our people.
Question number 104A, Shri Manyaji.
Shatro hinashe vidhi sukam. Honorable Speaker, when the enemy perishes, there is relief. But here, the enemy is not external. It is the falling rupee that keeps losing its value like a sinking boat. Honorable Speaker, under this government, we have heard eminent financial benefit. But today, the rupee's performance suggests a different reality. The dollars are rising, forex reserves are depleting, import costs are skyrocketing. The rupee has depreciated consistently, yet the government keeps calling it a temporary fluctuation. Did you hear that, Mr. Speaker? Temporary fluctuation. Is the fluctuation temporary or the government's confidence in controlling it temporary?
Honorable Minister of Finance to respond, please.
मैं आपका जवाब देती हूँ. आप रोना बंद करो.
देश तो रो रहा है.
It's amusing to hear lectures on the rupees for those who left sinking at the first place. Unlike the past government that panicked at every fluctuations, our government boosted foreign investment, reduced fiscal deficit to 4.8% of GDP, expanded forex reserves management, strengthened domestic manufacturing to reduce import dependency and stabilize the rupees. Honorable Speaker, the government's strategic initiatives includes fiscal discipline, enhanced investment, improved forex management. We are aiming at stabilizing the rupees and strengthening the economic resiliences. Thank you.
Question number 104B, Shri Roshanji.
Honorable Speaker, it's been years since our independence and still we have not received the financial independence. We call finance to be the blood of the economy and still depend on other countries for the blood. We know wealth alone cannot bring satisfaction to the soul, but an economy without a strong balance of payment is like a man spending borrowed money and calling himself rich. उधार के पैसों से शान बनाने वाले अपने पैसों से जूते तक नहीं सिलवा सकते हैं. India's state deficit is widening day by day, especially in China, which has now raised to $250 billion. Import bills are rising. Domestic industries are struggling to compete with international one. Honorable Speaker, when are we going to cut this umbilical cord from the other countries and stand on our own legs? When? Strategies, is our strategies just to borrow and pay the previous borrowings? Or will India finally become an export-led economy which we once dreamt of? Or will it still remain a dream? क्योंकि हमारे महान पूर्व राष्ट्रपति ने कहा है, सपने वो नहीं होते जो तुम सोते समय देखते हो, सपने वो होते हैं जो तुम्हें सोने नहीं देते हैं.
Shri Ankit Oja to respond to the question.
Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the government and as the part of the Committee of the International Trade, I would like to address this issue. कौन किसके पैसों से जूते लेता है ये सब जानते हैं. Let me show you the scoreboard of opposition when they were in power. Exception on custom duty. Zero. Infrastructure spending without corruption. Zero. Did anything without corruption. Zero. Their whole scoreboard is filled with zeros, sir. What they're filled with? Zero. My dear opposition, hypocrisy की भी सीमा होती है. क्या होती है? Honorable Speaker, let me tell you the scoreboard of our government. We are providing exception on custom duty in 25 critical minerals to boost local manufacturing. We are providing incentives for export promotion through PLI schemes. We are providing infrastructure spendings of 11.21 lakh crores, boosting industrial production and reducing reliance on foreign goods. Honorable Speaker, my government is still working vigorously towards achieving our financial objective and manifesting the nation to become a global manufacturing hub.
Honorable members of the House, let's move on to the next business. Honorable members of the House, I have the esteemed privilege of making a special announcement today. On my own behalf and on the behalf of all the honorable members of the House, it's with great pleasure that I extend the warmest welcome to our distinguished foreign delegates who have joined us here today from Bhutan. These distinguished individuals representing different ministries of their nation are here as our honored guest, fostering diplomatic and cultural exchange that will strengthen the ties between our parliament. These esteemed members of the delegation are Her Excellency Limpo Shri Sita Chamlajai ji, representing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and External Trade, and Dashav Akanksha Adhikari ji, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of Bhutan. We wish them a memorable and enlightenment time and discussion with us. Through them, we also extend our warm greetings and best wishes to the government institutions and the people of Bhutan. Once again, we welcome you with open hearts, looking forward for a fruitful discussion ahead. Thank you.
Sir, there's been a serious breach of privilege that has occurred in the country. Are you aware of it? A famous international news agency has been commenting on India's economic trajectory.
Have you given me an earlier notice?
Yes, sir. Today at morning 10 o'clock.
A notice should be given 15 days prior. Once your notice reaches my office, I will examine it and then consider. Now, papers laid on table. Honorable Member representing Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare.
Honorable Speaker, I share each of the following documents to the devices on the table under the provisions of the Agricultural Produce Market Committee Act. Notification number S0101E, published in the Gazette of India on 5th March 2025, revising the minimum support prices MSP for key crops. The annual report on the implementation of the PM Kisan scheme for 2024-25, detailing disbursements and beneficiary statistics. Thank you.
Honorable Member representing Ministry of Irrigation.
Honorable Speaker, I share each of the following documents to the devices on the table under the Irrigation and Water Resource Act 2005, notification number SO 152E, published in the Gazette of India, dated 6th March 2025, regarding revised guidelines for irrigation projects across different states. Performance audit report on the implementation of irrigation schemes for 24-25, covering water resource management, infrastructure development and fund utilization data. Thank you.
Honorable Member representing MSMEs.
Honorable Speaker, I share each of the following documents to the devices on the table, Hindi and English versions, under the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006. Notification number SO 178E, published in the Gazette of India, dated 2nd March 2025, announcing new credit and subsidy schemes for rural entrepreneurs and small businesses. Annual report on the performance of the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program for 2024-25, highlighting job creation and small enterprise development in rural and semi-urban areas. Thank you.
Secretary to report the message from the upper chamber of the Youth Parliament.
So, I have to report the following message received from the Secretary of the Upper Chamber of Youth Parliament. In accordance with the provisions of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Upper House of National Youth Parliament, I am directed to enclose a copy of Trade Unions Amendment Bill 1994, which has been passed by the Upper Chamber as its sitting held on May 2nd, 1994.
Secretary to send a copy of the bill passed by the Upper Chamber.
So, I remit on the table of the House the Trade Unions Amendment Bill 1994 as passed by the Upper Chamber.
Honorable Members, now we shall move to the next business. Honorable Members, we will now proceed to the calling attention motion regarding a crucial issue of power generation, pricing and distribution, with a specific focus on coordination between states and union ministry. Srimati Binduji, you may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I call the urgent attention of the Honorable Minister of Power to a pressing crisis, the utter lack of coordination between the union and state governments in power generation, pricing and distribution. While ambitious targets are set, industries struggle, farmers face electricity shortages and common citizens suffer from rising bills and blackouts. Pramukata lekunda shakti vaadite kuppa kulipotundi. If power is used without prominence, it will collapse. Honorable Minister, if we can pledge under the Paris Agreement, why can't we meet our own people electricity needs? Will the government take real action, or will it continue to pass the buck while the nation remains in darkness?
Honorable Minister of Power, you may make your statement.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the government acknowledges the situation regarding the power sector coordination between the centre and the states. While significant strides have been made in ensuring that India's power generation capacity is increased, challenges remain in efficient distribution, equitable pricing, and seamless coordination. There's a saying in Telugu, Mr. Speaker, Veluguleni jeevitam vinasanto lekka, which means a life without light is equal to desolation or destruction. Power is a concurrent subject under the Constitution, placing shared responsibilities on both the centre and the states. As of December 2024, Mr. Speaker, India's installed power generation capacity stands at approximately 480 gigawatts, comprising of thermal, hydro, renewable, and nuclear energy resources. And let me have the opposition know that we have nearly double the power generation capacity relative to the current power demand, which is around 250 gigawatts. We're also promoting renewable resources under our commitments to the Paris Agreement. The Central Electricity Authority, Mr. Speaker, projects that India's peak electricity demand will reach 366 gigawatts by 2032. And our target is to reach 500 gigawatts of total installed renewable energy capacity among 777 total power generation capacity, Mr. Speaker. By 2030, coinciding with India becoming the world's third largest economy with a GDP of more than $7 trillion. We are totally committed to working with the states to solve these issues. That is, if they have the same attitude, approach, and commitment to solve these issues. Mainly since there cannot be a unanimous work done in a democracy. We must work as one. Doing this will certainly assure that all our citizens have affordable, sustainable power and the most reliable one.
Srimati Binduji, you may ask your clarification.
Mr. Speaker, sir, while I acknowledge the minister's statement, I cannot turn a blind eye to the harsh reality unfolding across the nation. Several states are battling power shortages, industries are slowing down, and farmers watch helplessly as their fields remain dried out. All because of the unpredictable coal allocations by the central government. This is not only strained livelihood, but also fuels growing public outrage. And then we have the SERCs. The pricing policies prioritize economic theories over real world struggles. There is a saying in Telugu, which is apt for people like you. Manchi rojulu vachayata, kani velugu matram mayam, which means you say good days are here, but the lights are still missing. So I ask the Honorable Minister, does the government have a real plan? Or is it just content watching state struggle and citizens sit in the dark? Is reform just blame shifting? What is the government doing to ensure enough coal and fair electricity prices? Or will we get the usual empty rhetoric?
Honorable Minister of Power to respond, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the government is fully aware of the concerns regarding the coal supply and pricing. The Ministry of Coal is closely working with Coal India Limited and the railways, of course, to enhance coal production and transportation. Regarding pricing, we do recognize the need for a balanced approach between economic efficiency and social equity. We are also working with the SERCs to develop innovative tariff structures that promote energy conservation and demand-side management. We are also actively promoting the adoption of renewable energy sources, especially in rural areas, which can provide a more affordable and sustainable source of electricity for our citizens in the long run.
Honorable Member, you may ask your clarification.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honorable Minister has painted a rosy picture of renewable energy. But the reality is far from inspiring. Targets may look impressive on paper, but on the ground, the pace of deployment is crawling. States are struggling to integrate renewable energy into their grids, not because of lack of commitment, but because of technical hurdles, poor infrastructure, and the glaring failure of execution. Your government runs on publicities, not policies. More banners, fewer benefits. For example, let's take the Green Energy Corridor project. It's a grand vision stalled by delays. How can states transition to renewables without the needed infrastructure? Instead of real action, the government offers promises while states struggle with power fluctuations and inefficiencies. And then we have the financial disaster, that is the DISCOMs. DISCOMs are already drowning in debt, yet they are forced to purchase expensive and occasional renewable energy, pushing further into financial distress. So I ask the Honorable Minister, is the government truly committed to renewables or just bold announcements while states struggle? What real steps will fix grid issues, stabilize power transition, and prevent DISCOMs from collapsing? Will we see a real roadmap or just more sorrowing expressions?
Honorable Minister of Power.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the government acknowledges the challenges in grid integration and DISCOM finances. And the data which they talk about, in fact, is data from when they were in rule. We are providing technical and financial assistance to states to upgrade the grid infrastructure and renewable energy sources. We're also promoting the use of technologies such as battery storage and pumped hydro to address the intermittency issue. But as I already mentioned, this can be done much easier and faster if the states work together with us and solve these issues. We have launched the UDAY, the Ujjwal DISCOM Assurance Yojana, a scheme introduced to improve the financial health of DISCOMs. While progress has been made, more needs to be done. We're exploring innovative financing mechanisms, innovation which this opposition certainly lacks. And those innovative mechanisms are green bonds and infrastructure investment trusts to attract private investment in the renewable energy sector. We have launched several initiatives to enhance coordination, initiatives which exist and work if the opposition doesn't know. They include the Integrated Power Development Scheme, the Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Yojana, and the Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, the Saubhagya scheme. However, Mr. Speaker, the challenges do persist. The state-owned regulatory commissions, the State Electricity Regulatory Commissions, the CRCs, often face difficulties in implementing tariff reforms due to local political pressures, which leads to heavy losses. Allow me to let the House know that according to a recent report by Niti Aayog, Mr. Speaker, the accumulated losses of DISCOMs accumulated to around 6 lakh crore, Mr. Speaker. 6 lakh crore as of March 2024. 6 lakh crore of public money. The state government should be ashamed of themselves. Where is this money going? They have to work with us to solve these issues and to ensure that our money is saved.
Honorable members, Srimati Hinduji, you may ask your
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honorable Minister has proudly listed schemes. But what are policies without execution? And then the Honorable Minister states about universal electrification. Yet thousands of rural households remain in darkness. Frequent power cuts, poor supply and soaring prices have turned electricity into a luxury rather than a basic right. Promises were made, promises that raised hopes, but the reality on ground tells the different story. Prajalaku maatichina abhiruddhi idena? Is this the development people were promised? Well, the government celebrates, rural families struggle, students study under candlelights, and farmers can't run their pumps. So I ask, will the government take real action to fix rural power infrastructure, ensure a stable supply and lower cost? లేకపోతే పేదలు ఇలానే అంధకారంలో మగ్గుతారు. ఈ సభలో ఖాళీ వాగ్దానాలే బారు మగ్గుతాయా? Will the poor continue to suffer in darkness while empty promises echo in this house?
Honorable Minister of Power to respond.
సభాపతి గారి పని బాగుంది. వాళ్ళు చేసిన దరిద్ర ప్రవృత్తి మీద వేరే వాళ్ళ మీద నిందలిస్తున్నారు. Mr. Speaker, sir, the opposition is blaming others and complaining about the lackluster development which they themselves have done. We are correcting your mistakes. Mr. Speaker, opposition elanti vallante mukku ekkadundani adute ila chupinchukunda ila tippi chupistaru, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the opposition, when asked where their nose is, instead of showing directly like this, they're going to turn it around and show it like this, Mr. Speaker. They are confused and never stick to one path, and they neither sow anything on that path either. But unlike them, as I have declared, we are committed, fully committed to ensuring universal access to electricity. We are providing subsidized electricity connections to rural households and promoting the use of off-grid solutions such as solar systems, solar home systems, and mini grids. There is no compromise, Mr. Speaker. There is no compromise on our goals of 2030. Goals so vast that the opposition won't be able to fathom it, nor even dream about it.
Srimati Binduji, you may ask your last clarification.
Sabhapati garu, sare, mem illa kakunda ilane adugutam. Mr. Speaker, sir, instead of asking like this, let me straightforwardly ask to the Honorable Minister of Power. The Honorable Minister lists initiative, yet power sectors remain a mess of poor coordination. The Ministry of Power, Coal, Renewable Energy and state governments work on cross purposes, leading to delays, inefficiencies and official chaos. I often hear from the minister's own constituency where people have said, Kondanta hamilu, kani jyoti anta vidyut, which means mountain-sized promises, but a flame-sized electricity supply. Is this the efficient governance we were promised? While the government makes an announcement, power projects stall, coal shortages go on, and renewable energies struggle. So I ask the Honorable Minister, will the government bring real coordination to the power sector, or will confusions and inefficiencies continue to dominate its future?
Ministry of Power to respond, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, since the opposition is crumbling under their own mistakes and also losing temper over it, let us take it into a much lighter tone by saying that we recognize the need for improved coordination and are taking steps to address this issue, especially in the power sector. We have established a national committee on power system planet, which takes into account the need of all of its stakeholders, and it also brings together the key representatives from all factors and departments of the power sector. We are also implementing digital technologies to improve coordination and communication. The national load dispatch centers and the regional load dispatch centers are using advanced software and communication systems to monitor and manage the power grid in real time.
Honorable members, the calling attention motion has generated a valuable discussion on the critical issue of power sector coordination. The government has assured the House of its commitment to addressing the challenges and to ensure reliable, affordable, and sustainable power supply to all its citizens. Honorable members, now we shall move on to the next business. We shall now take up a short duration discussion under Rule 193. Shri Anish ji may initiate the discussion on the rights and welfare of sewage workers and manual scavengers.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to highlight the horrific conditions endured by our sewage workers and manual scavengers in India. Despite the 2013 ban, sir, over 58,000 workers are still forced into deadly, degrading work without protective gear, fair wages, or social security. These workers are dying, sir. They are dying due to toxic gas exposure. What is the government doing to stop this atrocity? When will the government enforce Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers Act 2013? When will they provide protective equipments and mechanized cleaning alternatives? Additionally, sir, the government must ensure rehabilitation, pension, and skill training for the affected workers. The time for action is now. This cruelty must end.
Shri Kishan ji.
Honorable Speaker, it's unacceptable that sewage workers continue to die due to lack of safety measures. Report shows hundreds perish annually due to asphyxiation in sewers. States fail to implement mechanization despite government funding. Most workers lack health benefits leading to chronic diseases. I demand strict monitoring with penalties and mandatory insurance coverage for all the sewage workers. Thank you.
Shri Pranav ji.
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, ये मानव अधिकार का मुद्दा है. This is a human rights issue. The government must ensure dignified employment for rehabilitated workers. Establish a dedicated emergency service system for severe accidents. Provide compensations to the families of the deceased workers without any delay. Without this, we are failing our most vulnerable citizens. Thank you.
Now, I request Honorable Prime Minister to address the issue.
Honorable Speaker, esteemed members, I raise today to address the concerns raised regarding the death of manual scavengers and sewage deaths. This is a tragic failure of a system that has been long neglected by the previous government, and our government is fully ensuring to eradicate this inhuman practice. To those questioning our efforts, I ask, where were they when the Prohibition of Employment Act as a manual scavengers was passed? What role did they play when we allocated funds for mechanization under Swachh Bharat mission? जैसे बोला जाता है, बूंद बूंद से सागर भरता है. Change does not happen overnight, but it is happening, and we are ensuring that it reaches every part of the country. Strict enforcement. We have zero tolerance for manual scavenging. Intensive inspections are intensifying, and states failing them will face strict penalties. We are accelerating modern sanitization technology and ensuring every worker receives protective gear and should not risk their life that can be done under protective measures. Rehabilitation and support. Beyond policy, this is about human dignity. We are expanding skill development, health insurance, and social security measures to ensure that no one is forced into this degrading work. For those demanding instant change, our commitment is clear. We are transforming the system. This is not just a political issue. It is a fundamental right, and under this government, nobody has to compromise their dignity.
The short duration discussion stands concluded. Now let's move on to the last business for the day, the legislative business. I request the Honorable Minister of Electronics and IT to introduce the bill.
Honorable Speaker, sir, cyber lokathilu Vishwasam or Vardana, Suraksha or Avishamana. With this quote, I would like to say, in the cyber world, trust is a privilege. Security is a necessity. Honorable Speaker, sir, with this quote, I request your permission to introduce a bill to regulate the collection, storage, and use of citizens' data while ensuring ethical use of AI to protect people's privacy, prevent any form of misuse, and encourage technological innovation within the country.
The question is that leave be granted to introduce the bill further to regulate data protection and AI ethics. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Leave is granted.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I introduce the bill.
Honorable members, the House will now take up the consideration of the Data Privacy and AI Ethics Bill 2025. This is a landmark piece of legislation that seeks to address the pressing issue posed by rapid advancement in technology, particularly in the realms of data privacy and artificial intelligence. The bill aims to establish a comprehensive framework to protect citizens' data, regulate AI development, and ensure ethical usage of AI. The Minister of Electronics and Information Technology has moved the motion for consideration. Now, I invite the Minister to present the bill.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I move that the bill to establish a robust framework for data privacy and to regulate the development and deployment of artificial intelligence while ensuring ethical use of AI to be taken into consideration. Honorable Speaker, sir, the House is well aware of the growing concerns surrounding data privacy, digital security, and ethical dilemmas posed by artificial intelligence. The increased dependence on digital services and AI technologies has raised fundamental questions about personal data security, algorithmic biases, as well as transparency. The Government of India has carefully studied existing international laws such as the General Data Protection Regulation Act and the AI Act proposed by global technological regulators. We have also taken into account the recommendations of various expert committees, including the Justice B.N. Sri Krishna Committee, which laid the groundwork for India's data protection framework. The key provisions of this bill includes, first, the Data Protection Authority. A new independent group will be created to make sure companies and the government follow rules and data protection as well as AI ethics. They can investigate problems, find rule breakers, and set guidelines for safe AI use. Second, right to data ownership. People can see, fix, or delete their data from any online platform in India. This is similar to a European rule that lets people to ask for their data to be erased under certain conditions. AI Ethics Code. AI systems that impact lives like in healthcare, police work, or hiring, must follow rules to be fair, clear, and free of biases. Consent for data collection. Companies need your clear permission to collect your data and must explain how they'll use, store, or delete it. This stops tricky designs that confuse people into agreeing without knowing. Fifth, the algorithmic transparency. AI used in government or key services must explain how it makes its decisions, so it doesn't unfairly favor or harm anyone, like avoiding racial or gender biases in courts. To further add on to these points, this bill establishes a strong framework to safeguard data and manage AI effectively. Companies failing to secure user data could be fined up to 5% of the global revenue or 500 crores, whichever is more. AI systems must undergo mandatory testing to block harmful uses like deepfakes or misinformation. Government surveillance is restricted to national security cases and requires judicial oversight. AI making critical decisions such as credit scoring or law enforcement must be transparent with human supervision. And rigorous rules ensure Indian citizens' data stays protected from unauthorized foreign access. In short, this bill aims to boost India's digital growth while protecting people's rights. It's a push for innovation with strong safeguards.
The motion is moved. The bill will be taken into consideration. Now I invite the members to express their views on the bill. Shri Ashraf Puducherry.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this bill. India is at a crucial juncture where technology is rapidly reshaping society. Data privacy is no longer a privilege, it's a fundamental right. This bill is a necessity, but I would like to have some concerns. Firstly, how will the government ensure that it remains free from corporate or political influence? The TRAI has often been criticized for being influenced by corporate interests. We must ensure that the DPA does not meet the same fate. Secondly, the penalties outlined must be enforced strictly, especially against multinational corporations which have a history of bypassing government regulations. For instance, Facebook and its GDPR breaches. We must ensure that such companies are held accountable in India as well. Like one of the members of my constituency said, Tolilutpam oru payanulla adimai, anal oru avatana yajaman, which translates to technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. AI must work for the people, not against them. Sir, this legislation is a step in the right direction. We must prepare to fine-tune it as technology evolves.
Srimati Ravina ji from Rajasthan.
Honorable Speaker, sir, while I appreciate the government's initiative in bringing this bill, according to the report in 2024, India will be ranked as the second most targeted country globally for cyber attacks. We have witnessed a few of the biggest threats, from Aadhaar card leaks to financial frauds. As Chanakya has taught us, even a single unskillful servant can destroy the work of 100 skilled masters. The gap between intent and effective implementation is our greatest challenge. I believe that the Minister will recognize the necessity of strong whistleblower protections, clauses, and a transparent appeal process, which is important for the citizen recourse against data misuses. This bill needs to be about building a strong digital foundation, then ensuring everyone's data is protected.
Minister to respond, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I thank all the members for their contribution. The answers for the respective questions addressed by the opposition are clearly mentioned in the documents presented before them. I request Ravina ji as well as Ashraf ji to please go through the bill presented before them. To help them understand, let me mention these key three points. First is the Independent Data Protection Authority. The DPA will work on its own, just like the Election Commission, free from any outside pressure. Its leaders will be chosen openly with input from regular people, experts, as well as businesses. Second, the AI accountability. Penalties will depend on the mistakes made. Accidental AI errors will get lighter punishment than intentional misuse of data. So honest slip-ups aren't treated as harshly as deliberate wrongdoings. Third, support for startups. Small businesses get 3 years to follow the rules that has been implemented. During this time, the government will help with financial as well as technological needs to meet their requirements. With these points clarified, sir, I urge the House to pass the bill.
The question is, the Data Privacy and AI Ethics Bill 2025 will be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor will say aye. Those who are against will say no. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The bill is adopted. Now, clause by clause consideration. Now, the question is, clause 2 to 10 stands a part of the bill. There is one amendment in clause 5. Are you moving it?
Honorable Speaker, no sir. In the view of the reply given by the Minister, I am not pressing my amendment.
Now, the question is, clause 2 to 10 stands a part of the bill. Those who are in favor will say aye. Aye. Those who are against will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Clause 2 to 10 stands a part of the bill. Now, the question is, clause 1, the enacting formula and the title stands a part of the bill. Those who are in favor of it will say aye. Aye. Those who are against it will say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is moved. The Minister of Electronics and Information Technology, please.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I move the bill to be passed.
General Secretary to explain the digital voting process, please.
Honorable Speaker and esteemed members, as we proceed to the voting stage for the bill, each member shall cast their vote using the provided electronic voting devices within the given time frame. The options available are aye, in favor, no, against, and abstain, neutral. Once voting concludes, the results will be displayed on the LED screens positioned on both the left and right corners of the House. The Honorable Speaker shall then announce the outcome, determining whether the bill is passed or defeated based on the majority of vote. All members are requested to vote promptly to ensure a smooth proceeding. Thank you.
Motion is moved. The bill is passed. Those who are in favor will press aye. Those against will press no. Those who wish not to vote will press abstain. Now, the voting process may begin. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The bill is passed. The session stands adjourned for the day. The next session will be held on 10th March at 11 a.m.
One vision of India is the vision of Viksit Bharat, a developed India. It's not just a phrase, it is a call to action. Viksit Bharat is more about just an economic growth. It's about building a nation where every individual has the chance to reach to their full potential, where education and healthcare are accessible to all, where social justice prevails and where our environment is protected for generations to come. Let us all commit to this vision, to the dream of Viksit Bharat by taking the pledge. Now I request Mr. Avinash sir to deliver this pledge.
I request everyone to rise and stretch your hands. I proudly take the Amara Sankalp Viksit Bharat pledge. I pledge to make India developed and self-reliant nation by 2047. I pledge to remove any trace of colonial mindset. I pledge to strengthen unity and respect to those
who protect the country. I pledge to perform the duties of a citizen. I pledge that I will try to spread this pledge to at least 100 people. I am proud to be contributing to the development of India and will dedicate all my efforts to building a new self-reliant nation. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everybody. Let us stand together, our voice united, as we listen to the powerful expression of love for our motherland. Let the music wash over us, integrating a flame of patriotism within our hearts. And let us sing along, our voice raising in the chorus of national pride. So now I welcome Vaishnavi and Tarusha from second year BBCA department for the patriotic song Bharat.
देश से है प्यार तो हर पल ये कहना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। सिलसिला ये बाद मेरे यूं ही चलना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। मेरी नच नच तार कर दो, बना दो एक सितार, राग भारत मुझ पे छेड़ो, झंझनाओ बार बार। देश से प्रेम आंखों से झलकना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। शत्रु से कह दो जरा सीमा में रहना सीख ले, ये मेरा भारत अमर है सत्य कहना सीख ले। भक्ति की इस शक्ति को बढ़कर दिखाना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। है मुझे सौगंध भारत भूलू ना एक क्षण तुझे, रक्त की हर बूंद तेरी है तेरा अर्पण तुझे। युद्ध ये सम्मान का है मान रहना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं भारत ये रहना चाहिए। थैंक यू।
I also welcome Dr. Geeta Amam, Principal of SSMRV College. I also welcome Dr. Johnson, sir, Group Coordinator, 17th NYPC. Welcome you, sir. Now it's time to know more about one of the greatest inspiration. I call upon Samriti from second year BBA to introduce our today's chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. C.N. Manjunath sir.
Honorable judges, esteemed dignitaries, and passionate young parliamentarians, it's a privilege to present the profile of distinguished leader in healthcare, an individual whose contributions have redefined medical accessibility in India. Born in Channarayapatna, Karnataka, he pursued his MBBS, MD, and DM in cardiology from Bangalore Medical College and Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. His relentless pursuit of excellence and service to the nation led him to become a consultant physician and cardiologist. His name is etched in medical history for performing 200 free angioplasty and stent procedures in just 5 days, a record that speaks volumes about his dedication to the underprivileged. Recognizing the need for quality yet affordable healthcare, he pioneered cost-effective cardiac treatments, earning accolades from Indian Institute of Management, Bengaluru, the London School of Economics, Yale University, USA, and even former US President Barack Obama. Under his visionary leadership, India's largest cardiac center witnessed a 500% growth, expanding its capacity from 300 to 2,000 beds. He established 350-bedded world-class heart hospitals with the support of Infosys Foundation, ensuring top-tier cardiac care reaches the most vulnerable sections of the society. His contributions extend beyond the borders. The Manjunath technique in balloon mitral valvuloplasty, developed under his guidance, has reduced procedural cost by 40%, making life-saving treatment more accessible not only in India, but in third world countries. His expertise has trained cardiologists from USA, France, Italy, Egypt, and the Middle East. And his classification of left atrial thrombus, now known as the Manjunath classification, is a landmark in cardiology. As an elected member of the 18th Lok Sabha and a member of Committee on Health and Family Welfare, he continues his mission to bridge the gap between policy and public health. His vision aligns with the every essence of this youth parliament, where leadership, service, and innovation converge to shape a better tomorrow. Let us acknowledge and draw inspiration from a true nation builder, a leader who not only heals hearts, but also strengthens the heart of the nation. I request Sir to address the gathering.
I request Sir to please address the gathering.
First of all, I'm very thankful to the organizers of this Youth Parliamentary Conference today at SSMRV Auditorium. Of course, I came in the middle of the proceedings of the Parliament. So this is I could say this is a mock parliament. And the way both our young parliamentarians, both on the treasury side as well as on the opposition side, I think your performance is amazing, incredible. My hearty congratulations. See, in fact, this is how we should move forward. And because politics, a need of the hour for this country is we need lot of people with out-of-box thinking, and those who are who can be sincere, want to do something to the society, because politics need to be taken as a service sector. It should not become a profession. Or politics by and large is becoming a profession, but in my opinion, it should be a service and it should not be a business. Politics should never be a business, it should be a service sector. See, in fact, SSMRV, I have to congratulate the principal and the management of SSMRV for organizing this particular sort of meeting, because otherwise all will not have time to watch the proceedings of the parliament on television. Or, of course, it's extremely difficult. Here and there, few people can go to the parliament in the gallery, the visiting gallery and visitors gallery and see. Because people should know how, because the way you people conducted yourself, both as ministers or the members of the treasury branch, it was really, it is really, I was moved a lot actually. Your expressions, your communication skill, the way you are, expressing your, putting forward your points, the way the opposition were trying to counter it. So always, and most important component of the whole debate, it was a healthy debate. Ultimately, that makes it much more meaningful. Just because you are in opposition, you should not go on opposing things. And just because you are and we have to respect each other. That's very, very important. And one important thing I was watching is there was not even a single unparliamentary word. So that is the great thing. That is so sometimes that's the reason the tongue discipline is extremely important. Not just here, even in our routine life. Because if you ask me what is the definition of life, life should be simple in wealth, silent in anger, and polite in authority. It should be simple in wealth, polite in authority. Because you should speak in such a way, others love to listen. And you should listen in such a way, others love to speak. So if your eyes are positive, you love the. If our tongue is positive, world will. So this is very, very important. So some of the topics you are discussing were great topics of human rights on manual scavenging, because it's a very important burning problem. Unfortunately, although we are marching towards becoming the 5th largest economy in the world by 2030, in fact, right now we are in 5th position. So that means by 2030, India will be the 3rd largest economy. We are going above Japan, we are going above Germany. And we are placed 3rd, means below America, China, we are going with 3rd. So I think this is where our youngsters have to put in a lot of efforts, because the country belongs to those who believe in dreams. Eyes could be small, but your dream should be big. Eyes could be small, but your dreams should be big. That's very, very important. And because certainly you are going to be the ambassadors of witnesses to India becoming the developed nation by 2047, because that's where we are 2047, we are going to celebrate India's 100th year of independence. So certainly India, but there are problems. India is a country in diversity. So many people doesn't know that Parliament is a policy making body. Because I, as a member of the Parliament, lot of people will come and ask, sir, there is no proper, road to my farmhouse. They don't know that is a problem of a Jilla Parishad member. Then somebody says, no, I need an admission to a particular school. So I think this is where, because our role is basically to bring out some policies. For example, my first question in the parliament after becoming the member is I raised, because what is happening in India today, one of the fifth largest cause of death in India is road traffic accident. Fifth largest cause of death in India is road traffic accident. And I suggest Parliament that for every 150 kilometer along the express highway, there has to be a polytrauma clinic. At least in the initial hours of golden hour, you should be able to stabilize them, then they can be shifted to tertiary care. So today probably this is going to be a policy in this country. So because the fourth largest cause of death is cancer, fifth largest is road traffic. Unfortunately, road traffic accidents, all healthy people will only die. So this is where policy making issues are very, very important. And most important, whenever we are, because what I noticed because certainly I hope the way you have shown interest, the way you are enthusiastic, the way you are debating, certainly you have got some urge or some sort of a urge to become the politicians. So my hearty congratulations, hope so. I think because we need more youngsters into the politics. But most important, I think to be a successful person in any field, maybe 7S, we call it as 7 C's are important. One is confidence, second is courage, third is consistency, fourth is compassion, fifth is commitment, sixth is character, and last is your compassion. So these 7 C's are very important. Courage, confidence, consistency, commitment, character, communication, and all those things are very, very important. And also we are, of course, India's recent union budget is almost 50.6 lakh crore budget, 50.6 lakh crore budget this time. And it is 2 lakh crores is 2 lakh crore more than that. And of course, India's expenditure, the biggest expenditure is for defense. Almost 6 lakh crores goes to this thing, and 2.6 lakh crores goes towards rural development. See, there are two types of India. If you look India from the sky, it is different. If you look, or if you are grounded and see India, it is different. India has done well both in the sky as well as on the ground, particularly in the last 10 years. It has done a remarkable thing. India in the sky. So today, I think India is making aircrafts, fighter aircrafts. You are making missiles. Our own Bangalore unit of Bharat Electronic Limited and Bharat Earth Movies, BEML, they are making tanks, they are surface-to-air missiles, fighter aircrafts, and all those things. So India has done well. So to understand India, you have to travel by train. That is how our father of the nation understood India. If you travel by train, on either side of the railway track, you see poverty, you see sanitation issues, you see the drinking water issues, and you see firewood still being used, this thing. To address this issue, Honorable Prime Minister brought out 3 schemes. Ujjwal scheme, where LPG gases were given to 11 crores households. Then sanitation, that's Swachh Bharat. Under this, about 12 crores houses were given the toilets. Then drinking water, that is Jal Jeevan scheme. The tap water has been provided to 13 lakh crores. See, this is what we see. When you travel by train, if you want to understand real India, you have to travel by train. Then you see a lot of problems in each state. What are the different problems and all? So another is yes, education. See, collapse of education is collapse of the nation. Very, very important. What is punctuality? Punctuality is not being present on time. Punctuality is basically respecting and honoring your own responsibilities. Very, very important. Honoring your own responsibility is your punctuality. So definitely, I think because communication skill, in fact, the mother of misunderstanding is lack of communication. Mother of misunderstanding is lack of communication. So problems are part of life, actually. Problems are part of life, but solving them is art of life. Problems are part of life. So I think you should have always a positive outlook. You should have, so just because, see, most important, you should, okay, once in a while you can criticize, but most important thing, if somebody is doing a good work, you should compliment. What is development? We always talk about development, 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 development. In my opinion, development is completing the ongoing projects, whether you like it or not, whether you have started, your government has started, whether the previous government has started, completing the ongoing projects is development, in my opinion, whether you like it or not. Suppose, I think this is where the mindset of the people has to improve. To be a successful person, I think couple of M's you should control. That is mouth, mood, mind, and these are the things. Mood, mind, and mouth, and money also. I think two worst discoveries, I should say, in this universe. One is money and second is mobile phones, I think. So those are the two worst discoveries man has this thing. So with all these things, India is going ahead. See, one of the problem India is facing today is, yes, we are building great, the public organizations. We need to strengthen the public system, public service. For example, public transport, or maybe metro, or even public institutions, maybe in the health sector, or maybe in education sector, or maybe even in the industry, or innovation sector, or startup sector. We need to strengthen the, for example, HAL, or HMT, or BL, BML, or hospital. See, if public institutions are working efficiently, it acts like a market regulator. For example, I will just give an example. See, we started Jayadeva Institute of Cardiovascular Sciences in Bangalore, Mysore. That was in 2010. Yeah, 2010. Till then, there was no cardiology services in a government institution. And of course, our services were, that was my dream actually. If I become a director of a government institution, I should show this nation a government institution can function like a 5-star corporate hospital for a common man. And that was achieved. That was achieved. In fact, I coined 3 slogans and literally followed them. What are those 3 slogans? Treatment first, payment next. Life is more important than the file. And finally, humanity is priority. So those 3 slogans. Then what happened, when we made that hospital in par with the corporate hospital, the angiogram which was costing 20,000 in a private hospital has dropped to 12,000. So this is where, a public sector organ, but most important, see this becoming a member of the parliament or becoming a member of the assembly, we should always think it as a God-given opportunity. So we should go on. See, that sort of a concept, unfortunately, things are getting diluted. This is where youth should get into the political system. So, because nowadays, of course, we are talking about artificial intelligence, and that bill was nicely discussed, data privacy and all those things. So, even the power generation. So, particularly in power sector also, for example, you take electric vehicles. So last year, about 17 lakh electric vehicles have been sold in this nation. And morning somebody came and represented to me to convert these two-wheelers to scooters, two-wheeler scooters, the petrol-based scooters to electric vehicles. If the age of the vehicle is more than 15 years, they have to pay for fitness certificate, they have to pay every year 3,000 rupees. So if you insist on they have to pay 3,000 rupees for older vehicles to get converted in electric vehicles, you are discouraging the public from going to electric vehicles. So now I have to take up this issue in the floor of the parliament that at least it should be reduced, because we need to encourage. Today air pollution is one of the emerging risk factor. In fact, air pollution is considered to be a new tobacco. Air pollution is considered to be a new public health problem. Air pollution, according to last year data, it has the 22 lakhs people have died in India due to air pollution. Because common man perception is air pollution causes only lung issues, bronchitis or bronchial asthma, those things and all. But it can also cause heart attack. It can also cause diabetes. And the effect of air pollution on pregnant women is it can result in miscarriages, it can result in low birth weights, and so many things. Even it can cause heartbeat irregularity. Because I think you may not be a smoker, but if there's air pollution, indirectly you're smoking. So these are some of the policies. And also another thing I will tell, I will just give an example how because we are all ruled by Britishers. So many British rules came into force. Their objective is to harass our Indians. Harass Indians. Indians should be humiliated. Indians should be harassed. So they brought in some rules. Unfortunately today, even some of the, in some sector, some British rules are continued. Although India got independence, so I think there are some so-called anti-Indian rules by Indians being continued. So we need to change. So in my opinion, India needs an amendment ministry. India needs an amendment ministry. I will just give an example. Maybe in 2013 or 14, we put some jammers in intensive care wards. Because ICU, it's always busy, and these monitors are making noise, and patients' attenders are speaking on mobile, anxious, apprehensive, and all. So what I thought, better to put jammers so that nobody will talk and patients will be taken care. Sometimes staff nurses also used to talk loudly through the mobile phones. Today, in fact, they may not even look at their children, but they are very cautious about their mobile phones. So even if they can drop their children, they don't bother, but they don't want to drop the mobile phones. Then what happened, I received a notice from Ministry of Telecoms and Communication, New Delhi, that you cannot put jammers in the hospital or in the ICU. I was scared actually what is happening. I in good intention, with good, the interest of the patient care, this thing, the act they have quoted. But of course, the jammers should be put only if it is concerned with national security or it's concerned with some other important security issues for the VVIPs, something like that. The act they have quoted in that letter is 1948 Telegraph Act. 1948, where were the mobile phones? Then anyway, why to wriggle with all that? I thought, let me remove the jammers and all. So I think this is where as members of the parliament, members of the local bodies, or maybe members of the assembly, we can really, but most important, the civic sense is important in India. Suppose garbage. So you can't just throw and this thing. See, the civic responsibility is also important. This is where we are missing. See, I have seen some people, they're traveling from Singapore to Bangalore, and they have some paper pieces in their pocket because they can't throw it in Singapore. You'll find They come and landed in Bangalore airport, then outside airport, they just dump it. See, civic responsibilities is also important. So, anyway, I was told you are all the undergraduates, right? So, I think the way your communication skill, the way you have prepared yourself for the parliament proceedings, of course, right from the speaker role to the prime minister role to the ministers is amazing, incredible. You people have a great future. Keep up this communication skill, but always discussion and argument are two different things. Discussion is an exchange of thoughts, exchange of knowledge, but argument is an exchange of ignorance. And so always get into discussion rather than arguments. So that should be the key. Get into a discussion and argument. And all successful people will have three important things. They have patience, they have momentary silence, and third one is what is called smile. Keep always smile. See, one of the best way to defeat your enemy is smile. If somebody has come to really disturb you, if somebody wants to humiliate you, you smile at them. The most person who is hurt during that whole process is the one who has come to hurt you. So because have more friends, because friends occupy space in the heart and enemies occupy space in the mind. Okay? So have those things are important, because why I am telling is today we are, see, nature is always ahead of technology, mind you. Nature is always ahead of technology. See what happened, our education took us from thumb impression to technology. Now technology has taken us back from back to thumb impression. Biometrics, thumb impression. Go to registration, thumb impression. Go to any. So I think this is where technology is fine, that we have to adapt. And in these days of digitalization, in these days of computerization, still your supercomputer continues to be your own brain. And yes, take care of your tongue when you are with people. Take care of your mind when you are alone. Take care of your mind when you are alone. Very, very important. And certainly, why I am telling this, our young Indians, middle-aged Indians are becoming vulnerable to lifestyle diseases. So stress is very, very important. Don't be over-ambitious. Go step by step in a phased manner. No escalator for success. It's all steps and steps. So this is very, very trying to now what is the integrated courses, taking multiple examination at one time and getting disturbed. I think this is where you have to go, because 35% of heart attack in India is below 40 years of age. So I have seen a 21-year-old engineer coming with heart attack, 23-year-old medical student coming with heart attack, and a 29-year-old IAS officer coming with heart attack. I think stress, you have to control your stress. This is all because too overthinking is very, very bad. So finally, I think Madam has to go for another meeting. I will cut short this meeting, okay? Because I already got the indirect clue because in between mobile phone was put off. I think this cardless was put off in this thing. So dedication is more important than designation. Sincerity is more important than seniority. Values are more important than valuables. Mindset is more important than marks. Efforts are more important than the results. Finally, proper work is more important than the paperwork. So this is very, very important. Because valuables and values, there are different. So valuables will impress others, but values will be always inspirational. So keep it up. Certainly time will come. Don't get disappointed. So I just wanted to know from you, how many of you in this section in this parliament are really interested to take into active politics? None? Good, okay. Yes, it's good. Because my entry into politics is absolutely accidental. Because I was in cardiology practice. I was a director of India's largest cardiac institute. And after retirement, there was a lot of pressure. But one thing, if somebody after retirement is being respected by the society, that means you have done a good job when you are in service. So I might have visited thousands of villages during my campaign. Wherever I go, any village you go, there used to be at least 15, 20 patients who were treated by us. The issue is, I think, of course, I won the election. It is one of the most difficult seat in the entire country. Out of 28 parliament segment, this is the toughest seat where I contested. I won by a margin of 2.7 lakh votes. Wherever I go to any village, 15, 20 patients used to come and used to touch my feet. That was heart-touching. That was heart-touching. Sir, irrespective of the party, we are going to vote you. That is, and many our patients become ambassadors, and that's, I think, more than that votes, the love and affection people have shown, I don't think we can repay back. So I think society will recognize service. May not be all the time, sometimes. So I wish all the young parliamentarians a great future, and certainly sky is the limit, and we are going to really witness India becoming a developed nation, and probably your role and your contribution, your hard work and discipline will take India to a developed nation. Discipline may be a short-term pain, but a long-term gain. So all the best, keep it up, good luck, live long, live young.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. The contribution made in healthcare and development of society are the testament to the power of human compassion and the unwavering commitment to create a better world for all of us. Thank you so much, sir. Now, another great personality, Dr. Karunakar Rai, sir. Professor in Nitte Meenakshi College, a member of council at VTU and member of AICTE. Now I request sir to please address the gathering.
Only 2 minutes. So I have been watching the parliament sessions, our assembly sessions in Karnataka since my childhood. Today I could watch the parliament session as SSMRV. I think today's session is the best session I watched so far. The one thing, after of course, I was one of the jury. I think many times our heart should speak, not head. I think that we should keep in mind. I think that's what makes the difference. I think I am sure you are going to do that. After watching the session, in a lighter vein, I told our Honorable Member of Parliament from Bangalore Rural, sir, at least 2-3 people from this group, they are going to contest against you, I told. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to take much. Democracy is all about, it's not defeating somebody, I think. I think it's winning somebody. I respect him a lot. It's my privilege sitting next to him. In fact, when I went to Jayadev Hospital some years back, I wanted to, without any reference, in fact, he spoke to me soon. I am sure he has forgotten because he has spoken thousands of people. I think democracy is about not defeating, it's about winning people, I think. The best example is a family. I had a friend from Haveri, it is in the northern Karnataka. He was my roommate in Dharwad when I was doing engineering. There were 107 people in the same house. 107 people in the same house. And now also recently I went, it is a little bit reduced. I think it's all because of the democracy. Democracy is all about listening to others, giving to others. It's a patience. It is not thinking much about the self. It is thinking about the others. It is not about the Vyashti. It's about Samashti. It is your tolerance. It is a sharing. It is a giving and only giving. It is not. It is about duties, not much about rights. I think that's a democracy. I think India is a democracy since thousands of years, not since 1947. This is a very safe country. I'm sure young people like you, I always go as a member of VTU or AICTI. This is one of the best generations. Probably if I had a mobile or a Facebook like this in 20 years back, I wouldn't have passed any subject. But you are all great students. Even with all these facilities, you are getting 9 SS. And you are very responsible, I'm sure. All the best. And be very participative in all walks of life. And be a part of building a great nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Johnson, sir, Group Coordinator of 17th NYPC, to address the gathering.
Good evening to one and all. The most respected Padma Shri Dr. C.N. Manjunath, sir, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Bangalore Rural. We are most honored and we are very much moved by your humbleness and the social service that you are doing over. And this is going to create a beacon of light for the youngsters. We are more privileged to have you in this session, sir. Next, I would also like to thank Karnara Rai, sir, who is also associated member of AICTE. He is there to judge you over this event. And we are more happy to have you also, sir. Then I would like to take Geeta Madam, who is the principal of this institution, SSMRV institution. When I spoke with her, I was able to see over the vision that she has in her mind and how her vision is brought over into practice. Next, I would like to also thank Naveen sir, who is the trustee. He says, when I had a word with him, a lifelong learner. See, he puts over into many things, learn many things, make himself known over to all the plus and minus. Thank you, sir, in having conversing with you. And also Avinash, who is the coordinator of this National Youth Parliament program. When I had a word with him in the morning, we were able to sensitize and know about how this session was that much effective over in letter and spirit. All the students have participated well over. It is a systematic approach, I should say, because when I gone through the report from the month of November, you have been practicing all these things, and in the institution you are conducting the mock sessions, and all the students from different background disciplines, all have been given an equal chance. That is the most important thing in an institution. Whatever disciplines you are all given an equal chance to participate in this National Youth Parliament competition. This is a kind of pride to you all, because this institution gives over the platform for you to learn many things over, and you utilize this platform in a good way. And I could see the vigor and trigger of you in the eyes when you spoke over. And as the Member of Parliament has rightly said over, you never used unparliamentary words. That is most important over. And you are very much positive in the focused ideas that you wish to say over. And each and every one are very much pertinent over in the ideas that you are focusing upon. Once again, on behalf of all the members, we would like to congratulate you for the tireless effort that you have put over. And you are the future generation, and you are the role model to all of us. And thank you to all the teams, and thank you Avinash and all the faculty members who have been there over. Madam introduced them also, and they are all, it is a teamwork actually, and you all did well over. Once again, on behalf of the MP sir and all the members, we wholeheartedly congratulate you, and let your height be moving over in the right spirit to create a proper India. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As we gathered here today to celebrate the excellent dedication and pure set of dreams, the stage is set, the awards are ready, and the air is filled with appreciation. Let us applaud the remarkable achievements of our prize winners whose hard work and talent have made this day possible. Prepare ourselves for a ceremony filled with inspiration, recognition, and joy of witnessing the fruits of the dedication. The first category for exceptional performance with cash prize. Best Member of Parliament, Inovansh. I request Dr. Manjunath sir, along with Dr. Karunakar sir, to please give away the chalk. Congratulations, Innovans. Next, the best orator, Bindu. Congratulations, Bindu. Next category, the best speaker, Sharan R. Congratulations, Sharan. And the next category is with exemplary parliamentarians, and the award goes to Shrikant V and Anurag AV. Congratulations, Shrikant and Anurag. I also call upon the gallery members, foreign delegates, to please come and receive your certificates. They are the foreign delegates from Bhutan. It was a pleasure having you both here, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Now I call upon Trustee RSSD Naveen sir to render
Padma Shri Dr. C.N. Manjunath sir, academic representative Dr. Rai, and ministry representative Dr. Johnson, Avinash for anchoring the event very well, and Rajata for doing a lot of coordination. And last but not the most important is the principal, who's been a great anchor as a ship conducting the event. Sir, on behalf of the trust, I thank all of you to have come and grace the occasion. The kind of things that you shared is something that the trust is going to come back to you and ask you to come and run an informal session for all these people, all the students out here. And it's a great learning. And one thing I really observed today was the appreciation what you've been giving is absolute parliamentary appreciation. So thank you, well done, and it's a great experience for us as a trustee to see this. May God bless this country, may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I, with immense gratitude and pride, as we come to the close of 17th National Youth Parliament competition, hosted by institution of Shivananda Sharma Memorial RV College. It has truly been an enriching and inspiring experience for all of us. I would like to take this opportunity to express our grateful thanks to all those who have made this event a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to extend a deepest gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. C.N. Manjunath sir. I request Principal Ma'am along with the trustee to please give a small token of love. Manjunath sir is a Honourable Member of Parliament, Bengaluru Rural, for his esteemed presence. Sir, your participation have brought a great honour to this event, and we are privileged to have you here with us today. Thank you, sir. A sincere thank you to Dr. Karunakar Rai sir, Member of All India Board for PG Research, whose insights and expertise in the field of education have been invaluable. I request Principal Ma'am along with Naveen sir to please give away a small token of love. Your commitment to youth development and academic excellence have made a lasting impact on all of us. Thank you, sir. We also extend a warmest thanks to Dr. Johnson, sir, the Group Coordinator of 17th NYPC. I request ma'am, along with the trustee member Naveen, sir, to please give away a small token of appreciation. Sir, your leadership and dedication in guiding this event have been crucial and to its success. And we are grateful for your contribution, sir. Thank you. We are privileged to have Shri Naveen K. Pashupati, sir, trustee of Rashtriya RSST, with us today. I request Principal Dr. Geeta ma'am to please give away a small token of love. Thank you. As a special thanks to our event coordinator, Mr. Avinash sir, the core committee of student volunteers, for their tireless efforts in organizing this event. Their attention to detail and passing for creating smallest experience for everyone involved has been instrumental in making this event a resounding success. To all the youth parliament contenders, thank you for active participation, enthusiasm, and commitment to the process of making this event a success. You have truly embodied the spirit of this event, engaging in debate, discussion, and policy-making maturity of respect of decision-making. We are confident that the skill and values you have gained here will guide you throughout your academic and professional journey. Additionally, we extend a heartfelt thank you to the police force who have enforced our Honourable MP and ensured the safety and smooth conduct of this event. Your support has been vital in creating a successful, safe environment for everyone. We also want to express our sincere gratitude to the technical support team for their expertise in assisting throughout the event. I also thank Principal Dr. Geeta ma'am for your valuable contribution. Finally, I thank all the students, volunteers, everyone who have contributed to make this event memorable. In conclusion, I would like once again to express a deepest appreciation to all our esteemed guests, participants, and supporters. The 17th NYPC has not only provided a platform for young minds to voice their opinions on national issues, but also have contributed to shaping the future leaders who have played an important role in growing and development of the country. Thank you all for being the part of this event. We look forward to host many more such enriching experiences in the future. Every woman out there, happy Women's Day, and thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you. Now I request all the members in the auditorium to please raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
There's a small announcement. There's snacks and tea, which is arranged outside the auditorium.